This video is all about how to prepare your product presentation to get a licensing deal. So it assumes that you've already got a patent, you've already got a prototype, and now you're looking to get your idea in front of companies who might want to take it on and pay you some money by a royalty fee or whatever else on your new product concept. Great idea, it can save you all the faff and manufacture and everything else, but how do you formulate the perfect presentation to make that company want to do the deal? Well, this video addresses all of that. Make sure you keep watching to the end, because at the end I'm going to share my biggest tip for how to make sure that throughout the whole licensing process you give yourself the best chance of success. So let's get started. How do you start? How do you introduce your presentation for a potential licensing deal? Well, you start with the benefit to the company. Don't start with talking about your patent, the technology, your journey to get to this point. Talk about why it's going to benefit them. Let me give you a couple of examples. We licensed with one of our clients a camera accessory. We did that license deal with a global photographic equipment manufacturer. And the presentation started with there's a gap in your product range. This product appeals to your customers. You can sell it in exactly the same way, and alongside your other range of camera equipment, and adding this product into your range will mean that you can make more profit because it's the same conversations, the same retailers, the same customers, but some of them will want to buy this as well as all the other things they're buying from you, enabling you to make more money. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, for almost every company, it is about making more profit. So your presentation needs to start with how doing a license deal with you will make the company more profit. So that's how you introduce it. That's the hook then that means they want to listen to the rest of the presentation. At that point, I would suggest you then talk about the benefits to the end customer. So again, using this piece of camera equipment as an example, you can then talk about the benefits to, in this case, wedding photographers of having a remotely controlled flash mount or camera mount that would allow them to remotely adjust the position of the camera light or the camera itself. You can talk about why that's good and what the benefits are. Again, you're not into technology, you're not into the patent. You've gone with the benefits to the company of doing a license deal, then you talked about the benefits to their customer, because that's what they're all about. If they're not all about their customer and the benefits, then they're not going to be in business very long. So that is a critical element. From there, it's less crucial what you talk about in what order. And the other things you're going to want to cover off in the presentation are a little bit about the intellectual property protection you've got, patents, registered designs, or whatever else. You're going to want to talk about the technology briefly and how it works. You might add some credibility by talking about the professional design firm that you've used or the partners that you've developed it who have particular knowledge and skills so that they trust what you've done to get to that point and the product is effective and fit for purpose. And then I would end the presentation quite quickly. I would keep it relatively short and I would talk about two final things. I would put some idea of cost into the presentation, and that's not going to be exactly the same as the manufacturing cost that they'll get through their suppliers. It will at least give them an indication and enable them to start to work out the finances around this and whether it's going to make financial sense to their business to take on this product. Finally, I would end on a recap of why this is good for their business. It's going to fill a gap in your product range. It's going to enable you to charge more for an existing product set and therefore make more margin. Whatever it is that's going to make them more profit, I would end on that. And then the key thing really is to be open and to listen as they ask their questions, voice any concerns, and really don't try to battle that back or be hugely defensive or anything else. It really is just a question of being open, listening, and if there's things you can't answer, just deflect it with I'll have to come back to you on that. I need to check with another one of my team, and then I'll drop you an email answering that question. But the key thing is to understand what any concerns are that they have, because really what's going to happen after this, hopefully, is they're going to offer you another meeting with different teams you need to buy in, maybe with more senior people who are going to take the final decision. And you need to go into that next meeting forewarned and forearmed with answers to those questions and able to address those concerns really succinctly. Now, I said at the beginning of this video that I'd be sharing my biggest tip for the whole licensing process and how to succeed. And really, it is this. The person you're talking to who takes the final decision about whether the company does a license deal, you are effectively asking them to take a career-defining decision to do a deal on your product. What I mean by that is this. If it goes really well and the company makes a lot of profit out of doing this deal with you, then they'll probably get a promotion. They might get a pay rise. They might get some share options. It's going to make a big difference to them and their career. Equally, if they do this deal with you on behalf of the company and it goes badly, it's going to reflect badly on them and they'll probably be overlooked for a promotion. They may even get fired, and therefore you are asking them to take a career-defining decision. Now you need to arm that person so that they feel able to do that and they feel able to take a risk on you and your product. And the best way to arm them is by helping them to deal with their fears, deal with their concerns, and understand the risks, but also feel those risks have already been hugely minimized by you and that this is going to be a success. So make sure you try and do that. And one way you can do that in your presentation is talk about how the product is being developed with the end user in mind. If you can talk about market research you've done, focus groups, if you can share testimonials who've used your prototype and really like it, then that will really help them get over their concerns and be prepared to take that risk and sign that deal. Now, the licensing presentation is part of the overall licensing process. I've done a video on that, and check it out here now so that you get your best chance of success of the whole process going in your favour and you getting that precious deal at the end.